And then we're all supposed to pretend that she's not kind of gross as well.
Honestly,
Right, anyway.
honestly.
My issue is I think I was revolted. And I think I might have to watch that back when I edit it, but I can feel my face was like I didn't mean to do that. Right, who's this? She. I knew it was a she. I felt like I saw he.
No, Grimes is a she.
Yeah, I thought so, because wasn't Elon Musk throwing one up her?
Yeah. Well, allegedly.
What?
Oh, well, I think it's not allegedly.
They were,
yeah,
they
but
were
I always
trouble.
get worried
Yeah.
when I'm talking about Elon Musk.
Well, yeah, he's allegedly done a lot of things. But...
Oh. Do you have any trouble this week with straws? Did they just let you have straws?
They let me have the straws.
They have the straws.
Yeah.
And they didn't kick up a fuss?
No.
They weren't insulted by the quality of their straws?
I think she knew as well. She knew. She went straight over. She's like, yep, I'll get the straws. It's like she knew what was up. Maybe there's a picture of me in there now. There's a straw
If
guy.
you see this guy, don't question the straws. Just give him the straws.
Yeah. How are you getting on with that straw, though? You good? It's fine currently.
Currently, we're fine.
Yeah.
What I'm confused about,
Yeah.
right, is because on the top of this, I don't really know what this is, right? But on the top of this, there's bits, right?
Yeah.
Like, not bits as in, like, there shouldn't be there.
Yeah, there's
like
crunchy bits.
Crunchy bits.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Because you don't get any of them because they're just floating on the top.
Yeah, until the end.
Until the end.
You get...
And then I guess you suck up the crumbs.
Mm.
Pointless. I hate faff in coffee.
To justify...
I hate stuff in a coffee that is like, it's fucking pointless and provides absolutely fuck all.
Yeah.
Like this, like, why do they squirt the stuff on the side just so it looks vaguely more appetizing than just the shitty regular coffee?
To justify it being £5.
Ridiculous.
£5.
Fucking ridiculous.
It looks like if we were kids.
I hate coffee like franchises like at all, but fucking Costa Coffee is just the fucking worst.
If we were kids and we went and got a drink like that, it's not £2. It may be £1.50. Oh, it's £1.50, but it is nice. £5 for this. So there we go. Anyway, this week's episode is brought to you by Costa Coffee.
Roll the intro. How's it going?
Good. I'm quite sleepy. I'm quite tired.
You're sleepy. I was.
Oh yeah, you're up at 5, weren't you?
4.
4.
Yeah, man.
4.
So what's the? Oh my God! Can we just go straight into a rant?
Well, I was immediately.
Can we just go straight into a rant?
I was going to say.
I've got a couple of things I just want to get off my chest about Formula One.
I'm bored of I'm bored of all of these. Everything has been either a mental early. It's all been a mental early.
Yeah,
start.
well, no, the thing is, yeah, but that's
the start of the season.
That's the complaint that like the Drive to Survive fans have because they just haven't watched Formula One enough, so they don't realise that Formula One is an international thing that happens all over the globe. So
no, this has been the worst
occasionally,
one, though.
Yeah, but China and like what's the other one? Singapore and stuff. They're always like ridiculously early races. It's just rough when they're together.
Yeah, that's
it's rough when it's like. My God, 3 weekends in a bounce where it's like I'm getting up at like 4 o'clock in the morning or something. But it is worse because there's a couple of things right off the bat, right? We spoke about it briefly. I fucking hate sprint weekends. I hate sprint weekends with all my heart. And I don't want to be overly negative, right? I've even, like, previously, I've been like, I hate sprint weekends, right? But if they were every weekend, I wouldn't hate them as much as I hate them now.
Really?
I would still hate them. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be like, oh, this is better. But one of the reasons that I think no one has spoken about really is how there is now an unfair imbalance of point distributions across the entire race calendar. Right? So, what I mean is obviously some race weekends there are more points available. Right? Than other race weekends. So, let's say you have some sort of engine failure, right? At the start of the weekend. You have to, like outside of pipeline maybe. So you have to like replace all of the gearbox, the engine or whatever, because there's just issues, right? Now everyone gets those issues, but if your issues fall on a sprint weekend, then you've missed out on more points than a normal race weekend.
Well,
so let's say then your competitor at some point has to take an engine penalty, but it's on a regular race weekend.
Yeah.
Then there's now an imbalance of points available. Do you know what I mean? So it just creates this element of luck that, but not just luck, because obviously like it's hard to. I'm struggling to articulate because obviously there's luck involved with everything, right? But then there's now an imbalance of the points on like whether you're unlucky or lucky. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I also would say, like, to expand from that, and I've not even thought about this, but some tracks are better for certain teams than others.
Yeah.
So now if they go to one of those tracks and it's a sprint weekend, they can be getting the extra, what do you get, 8 points?
Yeah. Yeah.
So even that is like, if you get 4 or 5 sprint weekends and they all fall on like a aero, you know what I mean? Then there's certain teams that will benefit.
And this is why my opinion, right? Because my personal opinion is I fucking hate sprint weekends with a burning passion. I hate everything about them, right? But if we're gonna do it, then fucking do it. Do it across the board so that like every fucking race weekend is the same and consistent. So it's fair across the whole board for all teams, right? Because it's not necessarily not a big deal at the moment when Max Verstappen's just going to win everything anyway.
Yeah.
Right? But when, like, hopefully, like next season maybe, when there's like, hopefully Ferrari have caught up and McLaren are caught up and Mercedes are back there or whatever, and there's now a fight. Now it's even more important for there to be consistency across the entire calendar. And at the moment, there isn't. Yeah, because some race weekends are just worth more than others.
I don't understand how they stayed, because they trialled them, and I feel like everyone was like, "No, this isn't the best." And then they were like, "We're keeping them."
It ruins the race weekend.
I think it devalues certain
all it
parts
does
of it.
is pretty much spoil what we're about to see, right? So, like today, we saw a sprint race, right?
You saw a sprint race
where Max Verstappen started, 4th, I think, or 5th, I can't remember, right? And I think on lap, 7 or 6, he was first. And then finished, 13 seconds up the road.
Yeah.
On a 19-lap race. So in, 10 laps or something, he gained, 13-second gap on Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, so all he has to do tomorrow is not crash out.
So we now know, there is now no element of surprise at all, right? Provided there's no wet weather circumstances or whatever, right? Or technical difficulties, whatever. We now know the result. It's just there. That is what's going to happen.
I now know the result.
At least with a normal race weekend, right? There's a slow build, right? And then we find out what happens on the race.
Yeah.
I just don't. It's so. And then to have this situation where you're doing practice, and then going straight into a sprint qualifying.
Have we even said we're talking about Formula 1 right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's mental. I hate it.
Yeah.
But just do one or the other, right? My other gripe, I'm starting to get sick of Sky Sports F1. It is so bad. The coverage is awful.
Yeah.
Right? Forget about all of the sort of UI stuff, right? That, I don't know anyone that has sat there going, I like that. I've only ever seen people going, they've now made it harder to sort of distinguish between the positions and the cars and the names and drivers and times, because it's all just a black box now.
Yeah.
Right? As opposed to previously when there was 2 separate colors for position, name, whatever, so that it was just easy. You could just glance up and you could see quite clearly. Whereas now, if you're I don't know, a fair distance away from the TV, sometimes I'm sat there being I can't really sort of easily just make it out.
Yeah.
But then I was watching today, now they've got avatars that pop up on the car. So if they got a wide shot of a corner, they've now got Hamilton, Alonso, all above the cars floating around. I hate it. Nobody needs that. Nobody fucking needs that. It's so stupid and dumb, right? But then just the quality of the directing at the moment as well was awful. The amount of times we're missing stuff just constantly all over the place. But then also recently with the studio stuff. So now the presenters aren't even there. They're just in a studio.
Right.
And the reason I hate it is because, one, part of the experience of watching the Formula One, it used to be, is that everyone is there. So you're there with them. Mm-hmm. You're the cameraman. You're there in the pit. The camera's looking around whilst everything's happening, right? Now it's you're not there. It's and they're not even there. So it's you're now kind of removed from the event. Yeah, so to speak. So that the immersion side of it is gone. But then also, one of the best things about them being in the paddock somewhere, right, with the Sky TV, doing their punditry or whatever, presenting, is the fact that stuff would be happening around them.
Yeah.
Drivers would be walking up. All of a sudden, Fernando Alonso just appears and you have an impromptu chat. That's all gone now because they're just sat in a poxy studio.
Can I say though, is this just this weekend?
Well, I don't know because it happened. No, it happened Japan as well.
Did it?
And it happened in Australia.
I see. Yeah.
I've stopped really watching.
Yeah, I watched Australia.
I've stopped watching the build up because I'm just it just doesn't. It's less exciting now because now it's just I'm in a studio. I'm just sat in a studio.
That's the issue. Is that I did stop watching the build up though. Is the problem? I kind of tune in just before. Yeah, so I don't know. I haven't really noticed. But yeah, that's odd.
And one final note.
They also keep getting shit pundits in.
Oh, yeah, but I was just about to say, because I don't necessarily have a problem with Nico Rosberg, right? Even though, since retiring, he's got, I don't know, the biggest boner for Lewis Hamilton on the grid, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's a bigger fan of Lewis Hamilton than Nico Rosberg for some reason.
Random.
And and he can't help himself, right? But he replaced, he covered for Martin Brundle, right, today, alongside Crofty. Abysmal. Yeah. Absolutely abysmal. I can't bear. Nico Rosberg doing the commentary alongside Crofty is just a no-go for me. He's constantly interrupting. He's constantly speaking where it's as a fan that's watched Formula One for years and years, right, I know when the other person needs to shut up so that Crofty can do his bit.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. He's just talking over stuff. So there was a point today where Sainz and Leclerc were having a scrap, and Nico Rosberg is still just sat there with some anecdote that he was talking about. I'm shut the fuck up, you idiot. Yeah. Crofty needs to take over now.
100%.
He's a joke.
Anyway, that's F1. There's more, and there's more. There's more. I think this season has felt weird so far. The timings obviously haven't been great, but it's just... And you've got, as you say, Verstappen running off of it immediately. But I feel there's lots of decisions being made that are just not good.
I think I think it's time for someone else to come in and get the rights. Go back to BBC or something.
Yeah, well... Because
at the moment, I just feel like Sky I just lost control. They've gone berserk.
I see a lot of people complaining about Sky anyway from F1. Should we get into some music-y stuff?
Yeah.
I know we had some videos to watch. I had one to show you, which will have less of a conversation than I think the ones that you've sent to me. I don't know if you've seen any clips from Take That performing. I think they're doing a little tour. I'll pull it up for you.
What am I watching?
Oh, we've gone sideways. Don't you just think it's the most cringy Butlins?
Well, I was literally just about to say it's Butlins all over it. It's Redcoat performance. Yeah. There's so much to unpack. I don't know what's going on. It doesn't seem very Take That-y. But I can't ignore the elephant in the room. Okay. Right? Whoever's filming this should be ashamed of themselves.
Oh, no,
in the year 2024, how the fuck are we still got people that are starting landscape and then switching?
Well, look, here's we can break that down.
I said landscape, I meant.
They panicked because they distributed. Look, they all went and they're like, oh god.
Yeah, but it's inexcusable.
No, it's bad. You could also...
And then also, when you upload it, just Like, I don't know, even just on your phone nowadays, do you know how easy it is to just fucking edit it?
And you could like ping it, and it would look quite cool. It may even make it look like a cool performance.
Even just with built-in iPhone software, you can do that now.
Yeah. Anyway, that was just that.
Shameful.
I don't know what they're doing. They're falling apart, I think.
I'm more mad at the cameraman.
Yeah, well, I didn't think that'd be a big story from that. I didn't think that'd be a big.
No, there's an epidemic of people that can't film for shit.
True, that is true.
To the point now where I quite often I'll see a TikTok video, right, and I'm like, that was amazing, right, and then it's not even until I read the comments, right, and all the comments are like, that cameraman deserves a raise, or like, fair play to the cameraman. And then I rewatch it, and I'm like, oh my god, he's done a great job.
There we go. You sent some things in as well, but I think they probably go alongside the conversation.
Well, yeah, because I was just going to bring up Coachella. Coachella happened, right? There's no denying it. It's still happening.
There's no denying. Well, it's 2 weekends.
2 weekends.
But they're different weekends.
Yeah, it's too many weekends. Like, there's...
Sorry, that was disgusting, but I've got a bit of a situation with my nose.
It's like another one is too many, but I think there's too many.
Yeah, you want 0 Coachella.
I think 0 Coachellas. I think it's a good amount of Coachella. But there's a hell of a lot to unpack, because, like, I don't know how much you've seen or how much you know about like the first weekend from Coachella. It's just a bit of an embarrassment, I think. Like, really is. So one of the main headlines is there's 2 main headlines. I'll go straight into the first one. Okay. Right. The first one is Blurchella. They're calling it Blurchella.
Oh,
right.
Because
Blur...
You haven't sent me Blur, though, have you?
No,
I've seen a lot of Blur at Coachella, actually.
Well, the thing is, because I didn't want to go too hard on it, right? Because there's two sides to it, right? And I get both sides, right? So Blur played at Coachella, right? And everyone's making a big deal about how the crowd were absolutely piss poor flat.
Sure. 0
engagement, 0 interaction. Even with some encouragement from Blur on stage, nothing. Right?
Yeah.
But there's a kind of a bit of a debate, right? Because there's obviously a lot of people that are just trashing Coachella crowds, right? And I will say that there's a lot of videos out there, not just from Blur, just from other artists as well, that I'm like, I don't know what this crowd is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what a Coachella crowd is. I think it's mainly like people that are going there for like clout. They just want to, like, it's just social. Look at me, I'm at Coachella.
Yeah. I
don't actually care about any of these music artists, but here I've spent fucking $500 for this Coachella ticket.
Way more, but yeah, that's 1,000% correct.
Yeah. So there's a bit of that going on, but then the other part of me, right, is because your guy on stage starts sort of, I don't know if you've seen the clips, but he starts.
He calls him out a little bit.
He calls him out. He says, like, he's like, no, come on, let's do it again. You can do better. And he's like, no, nothing happens. And then he's like, we're not coming back, so you might as well fucking sing, right? I want to talk about how I get that the Coachella crowd, awful, right? Awful. But just shut up and do the job. No, just shut up and sing.
I agree as well, because I would argue I'm not as big a musician as Blur. Right?
No.
Quite the contrary, right? Because I'll go and play a gig to 100 people or 200. But as a musician, I think a part of putting on a good show is knowing what you can do. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, let's do a little clap. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll try some shit. Most of the time, I look and go, okay, you guys, you're not going to do
play
this.
Your set.
Yeah.
And you get the fuck out of
there. You guys are giving us a quiet little clap at the end. We'll take that. That's fine. I'm not going to ask for more. I also equally hate, and again, I'm stepping away from Blur for just a second, but a band in a venue, let's say 300 person capacity, there's not that many people, and they fucking get everyone to come in. I'm like, look,
my God.
Here's the problem.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I've not even thought about it, but I've seen it happen so many times at gigs we've played at. And I'm just like, this is cringe.
Because do you know what I always think of as well? Do you know how there would be people there if you sold your fucking share of the tickets?
Yeah.
If you brought people in, because we were always quite careful that if we play a gig and we're like the headlining act, we'll bring in enough people to justify it. But to
make us look vaguely good.
Yeah. But we've played enough. We've played enough shows with people where they turn up and they don't bring anyone in, and then they're like, come on, come to the front. You're like, what, the fucking 15 people that
And
aren't
there's
here to see you?
there's 2 people that
Yeah.
happen to walk in, and they're awkwardly because then here's the
Yeah.
thing as well,
And then
right?
they're
Because what
stuck.
happens, right, is at first it's not a big deal, right? Because they're like, come close, come in, and then like, maybe 3 or 4 people come
They
in.
like
and stand
that
right next to
moment.
it. That moment's fine.
'Cause they're like,
as soon
"I'm
as
supporting you."
it starts playing, there's now I'm looking at these 5 people,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I feel so bad for them because now
Yeah.
they're just like, fuck.
How about this?
Now I've got this dickhead
No,
just
no.
looking at me.
The next time that happens, right? The next time a support act in a venue where they've not packed it out and they call people forward in there, and you can see they're awkward, we'll tell them to go back.
Just come out and push
Right,
them
look,
back.
mate. No, we'll just be like, you can go back now. You don't have to stand here. Go get a drink. You're fine. But no, like, to loop back to Coachella, what you said was spot on. Coachella is LA. Go in. We could do a massive music festival. It's just full of influencers. That's all it is. It is the most horrendous. And they always think, and I've seen people be like, oh, Coachella, it's the biggest. And I'm like, Coachella isn't a top 30 festival. Do you know what I mean? For a music festival, you need to go to.
It's not.
like,
It's not even
top
anywhere close
Europe.
to being the best in America.
Yeah, we've probably got about 7 that would be better festivals in the UK alone, and they're being headlined by Scouting for Fucking Girls.
Some good music.
Yeah, I mean, I take it.
But because the other side of it though is, I touched on it briefly on my article about festivals,
which is coming out. It'll be out.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be a link in the description.
But I think there's also a part of it, right, where it's like I feel like, and this isn't just like an American thing or Coachella. I think it happens everywhere. Where I think sometimes event organisers, festival organisers, right, they just book bands willy nilly, right?
Yeah.
And be like, this will be great, and then they do zero research on how big they were in that country. Like how popular they were in that country,
Yeah, because
like the demographics, age demographics, like and stuff. So, and I'm sat there looking back at it now, and I'm like, Blur, like a headliner at Coachella, right? An audience that, like, the average age I think was around like 20, right?
Yes.
In America,
Yeah.
who the fuck knows Blur in that audience?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a great book.
I would say even if Blur, like even when Blur, right? Because I've seen a bunch of clips as well. Because there's this whole like UK crowds are better than America crowds debate, which I'm not going to get part of because I've never been in an American crowd. I've seen videos, and it sure as shit looks like the UK crowds are better. Yeah. I don't know, right? But I've seen a bunch of videos from like, you know, British people at Blur concerts, and I'm like, this is how you do it in the UK. But then I'm like, okay, well, this is a Blur concert though.
Yeah, those are the people that have paid the ticket.
Yeah, I'm sure if Blur, like, if they tour America, I'm sure their crowds in America are pretty good because they're people that are paid to go and see Blur, right? But I'm pretty sure if Blur headline, you know, Reading, let's say, right, which I would say is a comparison, not. Now I know people will be like,
Coachella is
how the
bigger.
fuck can you compare Coachella to Reading, right? Even just glamour wise and like, but I mean like age demographic probably. I would say there's probably only 2 songs that Blur would play that would get a reaction, right? Outside of that, I don't think a young UK crowd at a festival are going to be massively into Blur.
Yeah.
So even just getting Blur to headline Coachella just seems fucking mental. Yeah. Like, no offense to Blur.
No, I agree. It's a really weird pick.
It's just weird.
I also think Coachella markets itself as kind of country. It's like country pop, isn't it?
No, well, I don't know. Most of it is like rap,
No,
R&B.
I'm
and
actually
stuff as
wrong.
well.
No, I am wrong.
It's rap, R&B.
I said
like
it.
DJ sort of stuff.
I said it and I realised how wrong I was. I feel like they do the two. Typically, the 2 weekends will be different in terms of like who they get and shit like that. I mean,
I can't remember who played last year,
crap.
but there was a band last year. This same debate happened about crowds, and I can't remember who it was that played last year. And people, oh no, it was Gorillaz.
Oh, so is that not the same person?
What are you talking about?
I swear, that's the same guy, isn't it?
No, what are you talking about?
Damon Albarn is the same dude. Look, he's the front man of Blur.
I just had my brain blow. I just exploded. I didn't know.
Yeah, the front guy of Blur is the co-creator.
Maybe it's just him.
Yeah,
America does not like him.
It's stupid for me that last year they were like, wow, Gorillaz didn't go down well, and then he booked Blur. He's like, guys, I know exactly where we'll pop off.
Yeah, because I remember because that was a big thing last year. People were freaking out with Gorillaz because like the same thing happened. Like obviously Gorillaz, and I would say Gorillaz are probably a better fit. I would say Gorillaz probably for that demographic in America, genre-wise, and Gorillaz. I don't know, without doing too much research, I would assume that they had a bigger impact in America than Blur did.
Should we check out some... Yeah, Gorillaz surely broke America more.
I don't know, it's just way more commercial. But they had the same thing, like really weak crowd participation in Gorilla concerts as well. So it's weird. Maybe it's just him. Maybe people don't like him. But the other British big story that came out of Coachella was Grimes. I don't know if you saw what happened to Grimes.
Yeah, right. No, I saw a post about
this. So I don't have a clip because it was so hard for me to find a clip on TikTok that wasn't just someone else talking over the clip explaining what happened. But she was on stage DJing, right?
I knew it was a she. I feel like I saw he.
No, Grimes is a she.
Yeah, I thought so, because wasn't Elon Musk throwing one up her?
Yeah, well, allegedly.
What?
Well, I think it's not allegedly. But I always get worried when I'm talking about Elon Musk.
Well, yeah, he's allegedly done a lot of things. But...
Twitter is garbage now. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Fair enough. Grimes,
right? So she's DJing on set, right?
Yeah.
And she had a technical issue, right? Although I've done a little bit of research, I think it basically boils down to she doesn't really know how to DJ in terms of like mixing live on stage and stuff, right? Because what happened is the kind of DJ set that they use is like it's like an industry standard. It's like the one that you use, and when you merge the two tracks together, you can obviously like manually adjust the BPM, right? To sort of sync the two tracks to get a smooth transition, right, from one song to another. You can tell that I don't know shit about
I'm
DJ.
really worried about what people are going to say about this one. But
it'll be good for engagement.
Yeah.
But what happened is there is also like an auto sync button that you can press,
right,
and then the kind of deck will automatically sync the songs.
Okay.
But what happens when you press that is it doesn't always like work. I think sometimes it just fucking does it wrong. So when she hit that button, she then had the two tracks playing at conflicting BPMs, right?
Yeah.
And then she just didn't know how to fix it. She couldn't.
Yeah. See, because I haven't read into it. I saw one post and it was like what was happening was the deck BPM was different to what was coming through her headphones, is what she said. And I had the same thought though. I was like, I don't know if I've ever seen a DJ suffer from that. Do you know what I mean? Surely if that was a thing that just happened, so that makes more sense that she's doing that.
Well, I mean, just her response on stage, because she essentially she had a mental breakdown on stage. Right? I don't know if you've seen the clips, but she's like freaking out, she's screaming, and then she said there's a technical difficulty, and then she's like, I don't know how to describe this. It's going to be hard to describe to you, but basically there's maths involved, and I can't do the maths or something like that. I'm paraphrasing.
Wait, let me see if I can... Is this going to be right, or is this going to be a meme?
I don't know. When I was looking on TikTok to try and get a clip, every single clip was some weirdo speaking over it.
Oh, was that a short? That might actually work then. I was a bit worried about getting ads. You know me. Let's see. Who the fuck is listening to Grimes, by the
honestly.
This is a difficult thing to explain, but we're having a major technical error where all the song tempos are double speed, and I have not practiced the math because I'm not fast at math.
know who Sketch is now, right? Why does
Yeah,
she sound
yeah,
like
yeah.
Sketch?
I don't know.
Like,
She did,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
difficult to explain.
What up, brothers?
No,
I'm
Brent,
having
man.
a difficult issue. I went
She
Indian. I don't know what
sounded
happened.
like such a twat.
Here's the thing, right?
She sounds like
As
a
someone
nerd.
that has no idea how to DJ, it's quite clear that she has no idea how to DJ. Because
yeah.
I feel like, and I've seen, this isn't just me saying it, I've seen a bunch of other DJs, right, that are like, this is just because she doesn't know how to DJ. She like, and I want to be kind of fair, because I feel like there's a big difference between creating music, right, and then actually being able to DJ. And I think this is where the whole sort of what the fuck do DJs even do? This is where the debate comes in. Because I think a DJ is someone that can, like, do that live on stage and mix the songs together and control everything, control the balances, control whatever. As opposed to what I feel like most DJs do. And I've done a little bit of research on this as a potential article, possibly. But what most DJs do, which is they just put a USB into a speaker
And be like, here are the songs.
and then it's all about the performance. It's all about the dance. It's all about what else is happening, as opposed to back in the olden days, like the DJ enthusiasts, where it would be all about the actual DJing performance. It would be about the actual mix.
It's like a physical thing.
Yeah.
I remember that thing went viral like a few years ago of a chick who like was an influencer
What
DJ.
does a DJ even do?
No. She was getting booked on these big stages and making loads of money, and then there was a camera that panned round of her, like she's like, yeah, on one of her big sets, and the camera pans around, and it's just like the school tables where they're just metal legs, nothing on it, and she's like, yeah, and she's doing all of this, and then the camera pan around like that and saw no console, she's not even hitting that one button, it's just an empty table, and the camera was like, whoop, and it went back to in front where she's like, acting as if she's fucking controlling a spaceship. We had a couple videos as well.
Well, because there's a couple of videos, because my other just final point was, I feel like, and there's loads of examples, these are just a couple that I didn't want to bombard the whole thing with Coachella clips, but I could have.
Yeah.
I don't understand why the fuck people are going to this festival. It feels like there's so many just absolute piss poor performances, right? I don't get it. Like, and I'm talking like just really bad performances vocally, right? Where it's like, it's all about the performance, it's all about the on-stage dance or whatever.
Shit, yeah.
Just absolute blatant lip syncing everywhere, right? To the point where it's like, I don't know what are we doing here? And just like that, like examples that I've shown where they do that thing where it's like, I guess technically they're not lip syncing, but they're not actually singing the song. They're like their mic is live, and they just do all of the like,
let's see,
the stupid bits. This is just an example of just piss poor performance. I don't know what this is. Like, who the fuck's listening to this? Honestly.
What is this?
I don't know. I think I said this just because I watched it and I was like, what is this?
I can't. Here's the thing. That was way too long for us to listen to that, but I just couldn't stop.
Here's the thing, right? It's not my kind of music, but even without being my kind of music, right?
Yeah.
Like, just repetitive drone, right? Dribble, right? Almost like there's no like actual tune or sort of pitch or any consistent like anything to her vocals. It's just it's like some middle-aged drunk woman just screaming down a mic.
And then we're all supposed to pretend that she's not kind of gross as well.
Like, honestly,
anyway.
honestly.
My issue is I think I was revolted. And I think I might have to watch that back when I edit it, but I can feel my face was like, I didn't mean to do that. Right, who's this?
I forget.
Oh, is this a K-pop group? Have I just been racist? Zoom in.
Oh, I wanted to. Yeah, I can't remember what the name of this group are. Everyone, I think in America, these guys are a huge deal, right? I can only imagine it's just like creepy middle-aged men.
I don't want to say anything because I think with these groups, right, and there's all these K-pop groups that happen, and there'll be like 6, 7 girls dancing and singing, but there's always 2 or 3 of them that are like 13.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I just don't get. But then also, just remove the fact that it's a bunch of like.
It's better than the last one.
Attractive Asian girls on stage just doing weird dances, right? Like,
why would
and
you
I mean,
remove
like, why exactly? But it's like, but it's not even like it's weird dances that you would see. Like, do you know, like, 13-year-old girls in the bedroom in front of a mirror doing stupid like TikTok dances and stuff?
Sure.
Right? It's that kind of vibe. It's that kind of stupid, like, I don't understand it. But remove that. It's just awful. It's so bad. This is live. This is a live performance at Coachella. Coachella? Anyway, that's enough of that.
It's better than the last one.
No, like, I don't know where those were like the 2 clips that I just didn't really care about. I sent 2 others.
Oh, I told you sent 2 others to my personal. And
yeah,
then,
but then why didn't you download them?
No, because I looked and I saw that there were 2 in the actual place we send them, and I was like, oh, these must be the 2.
Oh, you moron.
No. I'm the moron. You're sending them to the wrong account.
Yeah, but I told you.
No, wrong. And then you also gave me this one, but I don't think that's Coachella, is it? Focus?
What one?
That's
No,
not Coachella.
no. This is unrelated. But anyway, because there were other clips that I sent you that were like just the worst lip syncing I've ever seen.
Well, here's the problem. I mean,
and it's just like, oh, what are we doing? This is a festival. I don't. And then there was another clip. I couldn't actually find a clip that I could send, but this is crazy. But there was another K-pop person, but it's like one of the hologram K-pop people.
Cool.
Who was performing at Coachella. Sentences batshit crazy, right? It wasn't even a hologram.
What?
They just wheeled out this massive like screen.
Oh, what? Who?
So they were just watching a screen. They were just watching a 2D animation screen.
I don't even know what to search for that.
I don't
just
even put Coachella. I don't know Coachella. I don't know. Like I don't even know what do you call it? K-pop anime? I don't know.
Anime artist? Oh, was it Hatsune? It's the person we spoke about.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. But it's mental. It's like they did the equivalent of like when your supply teacher is like, or when your teacher's ill. Oh, this isn't Coachella, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Week 1 Coachella, 4 days ago.
Yeah, look, it's just a
but can I just talk about the fact that I'm going to pull it back and we're going to watch that again, but look at the zoom in of, they've zoomed in as if, do you know when like Chris Martin from Coldplay's walked out?
Do you want to put it up here so the people can
God,
see?
yeah. Look, but we'll pull it back, but look at how funny this is with the little, look, he's like, oh. Okay, I need to jump forward because, oh, it's exciting.
I love how blur, no reaction, no reaction. A TV screen at Coachella.
This is fucking mental.
I mean, this is the fucking most batshit crazy thing I've ever seen. Like what are we doing?
I've always thought that the Kardashians were the end of culture, but actually,
that's it. I think bring back the Kardashians.
It might be that. Holy!
At least they're
shit.
bloody real.
Absolutely love the guys you can hear who are really there for her. They know all the lyrics and chances. Fucking crazy. Yeah. Also, it's not. Cool. Yep. So.
Okay, that's Coachella.
I have nothing else to say about that. We've insane.
Rinsed Coachella. We've rinsed Coachella, right?
Is it news?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Spotify has come up with a new way to screw its artists and songwriters. Basically, they've restructured, right, how much a view is worth to the artist, right?
Really cool.
Based on whether it's a standalone music subscription, right, or a bundle subscription. So basically, Spotify have premium subscriptions now that they're pushing people towards that include audiobooks.
Right.
So you get those, but every listen that is from a premium subscriber, right, is now worth less to the artist than the standalone music one. Is that not a bit douchey?
I think the music industry is getting absolutely fucking ruined.
It's mental, isn't it?
100%. I think we all collectively, everyone needs to get together that likes music and go, do you know what? Let's fucking buy CDs again. I know they're a pain in the
Well, the thing
arse.
is, there is a lot of evidence to show that it is coming back. Like, people are buying music now. People are buying physical media.
Yeah.
And I think it's because this can kind of go across to everything, right? Streaming platforms, Netflix, or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. We're now in a stage where it's not like streaming services aren't competing with each other per se, right? Mm-hmm. They're just making everything more inconvenient.
Yeah.
So it's like every streaming service out there now, instead of going, how can we make our service better and cheaper, right, to compete for everyone's money, I feel like they've accepted the fact that most people just have all the streaming platforms now. Right.
Yeah, so they can just do.
So now everything's getting shitter and more expensive. So for example, Netflix, right? Not only did the prices just keep going up, right? They also then, all of a sudden, they were like, oh, do you know this? The standard Netflix fee that you've been paying, we've now changed that so that's still the most basic one, but now the most basic subscription comes with ads.
Yeah, everyone's doing that. Everyone is doing that. Yeah.
Insane.
Amazon do that
I don't know how there's not fucking riots on the street.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
The whole point of paying $7.99 a month or whatever fucking Netflix is now, £10 a month. Yeah. Right, for the basic.
People are paying £100 minimum.
But this is the thing. When Netflix, it went from fucking here's a subscription service, right? You get the best quality. Now your subscription service is now the lowest one. There's now a new one which is HD.
Yeah.
And then above that, there's now a new one which is 4K.
Yeah.
Right, and every time you go up one, right, it comes that the quality comes down, and that now becomes the basic standard, and they're like, oh, that now has ads. You want to go up one? Fucking you go. So then you pay more money in fucking a year. There'll be another fucking restriction on your subscription, and it's fucking mental. But I guess people are doing it because every platform service is doing it. Amazon's the same. Fucking Spotify is the same. Everything is just rinsing the fuck out of you.
I wonder. A part of me is maybe a lawsuit needs to happen where they're this was when I paid for this subscription and went into this agreement. It was for no ads. Do you know what I mean? It's the same with shrinkflation. A part of me is someone needs to do a massive lawsuit, right, and just sue Wagon Wheels, right, and be because you haven't fucking told me.
We've got to do something big because in 10 years they'll be that big.
I know, yeah.
They'll be that big.
A bag of dairy milk buttons. Your Wagon Wheel.
You won't be able to buy a Wagon Wheel. It'll be a packet of Wagon Wheels.
No, and you buy a fucking No, Kinder Bueno is a bad example because I think they're about the same
They've
size.
stayed strong.
Yeah.
Fair play to them.
Yeah, exactly. A lion, but then they're doing the split,
The
and it's like, well,
duos,
where's
the
the
fake.
fucking bit in my middle?
Everything
is getting worse.
That was the worst, and that's old school. The duo chocolate bar thing is old school because you remember when they first came out,
Well,
right?
no, but they were
and everyone
big.
was like, "Oh my god, look how big they are!"
Yeah.
right. But it wasn't until you unwrap the bastards, and we're like, "There's actually two like quarter-sized ones that are in there."
Yeah, it's like it's like a Quality Street chocolate.
But they've put two of them in a normal wrapper.
Now that's every chocolate because they're like, oh, what? So I can just sell 60% of the chocolate for the same price?
Insane.
Get the fuck out of it.
Oh, did you also see as well? There was some like stupid twat on the news talking about how inflation has started to come down, right? And she was like talking about how like government are doing such a great job and inflation is coming down. And then the news anchor was like, I just want to stop you there and just make sure viewers understand what you've just said. Because I think a lot of people will think that means cost of living is coming down, right? But no, what it actually means, what she was actually saying is the rate of inflation has slowed.
Yeah.
But it's still going up.
Yeah. The
So
increase is now 2%.
Everything's still getting more expensive. It's just like the percentage of inflation has come down, which means fucking nothing to the sort of hard-working person that is struggling to put food in the fridge.
Yeah.
Right? So fuck you, you stupid bitch. But yeah, it's just mental. Like everything is batshit crazy. And Spotify, again, just coming up with more ways to, I don't know, just demonstrate their lack of value to artists.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Cool.
Shout out Spotify.
Can't go any further without talking about Taylor Swift.
Okay. She got a new album out.
Oh, has she?
I don't know.
So she's released an album.
Yeah.
Which is called The Tortured Poets Department.
Oh, I bet she's ahead of that.
I don't know. But anyway,
sorry.
She released the album. Obviously, everyone's lost their shit because it's a new Taylor. It's a new Tay-Tay album.
I haven't lost my shit. I didn't realize it came
I'm
out.
not a Tay-Tay fan, so it's like
Should we listen
it's
to
just
it?
over. I have.
Oh, I should have listened to it.
I think it's.
Good.
I don't want to be negative because it's just not my kind of music, but it is just dreary as anything. It's not my style of music. I'm not into it. I don't know what to tell you.
Dreary?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
Like slow and draggy.
It's not even the fact that it's just same. Like it's just, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
That's fine.
Right? Because I'm actually a Tay-Tay fan, as in like her as a person. I feel like we talk about it a lot. How like I don't like her music at all, but I think she's a good person to have in the industry.
Yeah.
Right? I have no problem with her being at the top of the mountain. But she broke Spotify records, basically. 200 million streams of the album in one day.
That is fucking crazy.
That's
insane.
Like, imagine if that was album purchases.
Wow.
Imagine if you just sold 200 million albums in a fucking day.
200 million albums in a day. That means in one day she made
£12,000.
She probably made no money from that, but yeah.
Yeah. But it's just insane. Insane. And this is why it's like, you can not like Taylor Swift, right? You can not like her music, whatever, right?
Yeah.
You can't argue with 200 million streams in a fucking day. But then she, like, what is weird though, is she released her album, which is just like a 13-song album.
Yep.
But then at the same time, she released her like deluxe version of the album that had 31 songs in it.
Yeah, well, they did it though.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the deluxe for Taylor Swift will have extra songs, but she also does demos. Or she used to do demos. So you would get the demo recordings of all of the songs, which was very cool.
No, these are all...
It's all different tracks.
All unique.
Holy shit.
All unique songs.
God, that bitch knows how to make money,
I don't understand.
I don't
understand. How's she just shitting out? She must, every time she goes to the toilet, I think she writes a song.
Yeah, she's a tortured poet. That's what it's about.
And isn't she, like, currently in, like, the largest tour ever?
Yeah, well, why wouldn't she be? She makes about $10 million a night or something stupid.
It's mental, because when I was looking into this, right, I went on to like Apple Music. Don't come at me. I use Apple Music.
Oh, I like Apple Music. It's quite good.
Yeah, but like this, the I don't know how Spotify have managed to do it. Right, the loyalty that Spotify have managed to gather is crazy.
Oh no,
Spotify fans are as annoying as the Apple fans.
Apple fans, they're the same.
It's fucking mental.
Yeah,
it's like they're the same
same.
people, the same absolute douchebags. And I have an Apple just before again you come at me. But what was I saying?
Apple Music. You checked on Apple Music.
Yeah, since like 2019, she's released at least one album a year.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
She's like Activision.
yeah,
like
yeah.
a new game every year, plus the DLC.
It's the same album, but she changes a couple of titles, a couple cadences.
It's like honestly, it's unreal. Like how many albums she's released.
Let's talk about this. So Taylor Swift makes $13.6 million, £10.7 million per concert she does, roughly.
That is insane.
That's
why she's bloody always touring.
She has 66 upcoming concerts, so that's $660 million just already in the bank. That's crazy.
It is that is crazy, but it is also even more impressive that she seems to always put on a pretty bitchin' concert.
Yeah, she goes all out.
If you're a Taylor Swift fan, I feel like the value for money you're getting is probably better than any other concert.
I want to watch, and I might maybe
it's
before
the kind of thing where I wouldn't refuse going to a Taylor Swift concert just to experience it. And I hate Taylor Swift's music.
Don't ever.
It would be dreadful. But it's so impressive that I would sit through it.
Taylor Swift is too big, right, to play a festival now.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
every artist in the world has played a festival. Taylor Swift can't play a music festival now.
Well, also, it would be a nightmare. It would be a disaster for an event organizer, a festival organizer, to book her.
Oh, the only thing she could do is if she played Coachella, she was not on the bill. They put someone's name on the bill.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, Lizzo's performing," and then instead of Lizzo, although actually maybe that's too harsh a contrast.
Because otherwise, can you imagine if she was billed on there, right?
Yeah.
Months and months in advance, right? And you're one of the other artists playing on the same day as fucking.
Yeah, true.
You'll have the worst crowd you've ever seen in your life.
Everyone's watching C6 Steve, and then suddenly they hear fucking what's one of her songs? Any Taylor Swift song?
I couldn't even name
everyone
it.
just. But
I thought there was trouble when I walked away. Is that it?
That's the goat one, isn't it?
I don't know.
That's insane though. But yeah, she's too big to play a concert now.
No, a festival.
A festival. Sorry.
Yeah. You wouldn't because every single ticket would be a Tay-Tay fan.
And how much?
And then it would just be.
How much
it would turn into the worst festival ever unless you were a Tay-Tay fan.
Because Taylor Swift will play. She does 3 hours in a concert, right? That's not dropping. She'll do 3 hours, right? But then there's 2 other days, and all of the tickets have gone to those.
Yeah, man.
But then I guess people would still come. All of the Tay-Tay fans would just buy day tickets. But then you have an entire Taylor Swift day, and then you just put on a concert.
A festival with a Tay-Tay concert in the middle.
I think, is that not what Taylor Swift should be doing, though? Because I've just looked, and apparently she's done concerts in 100,000 tickets.
Well, I'll tell you this for free. She's got enough fucking songs now that she could do a whole fucking 3-day festival. Just her.
People would lap
singing like fucking like I don't know, midday to 11 p.m.
And
it'd be a long old day, but
and then artists snipped in
just to give her a break.
Yeah, so she can go have a shit and a fag.
Write another song.
She writes the next set. Oh,
she could also forever be a festival.
Yeah,
she could write music for another festival in the festival.
It's insane. She's crazy, but
she's a machine. I don't know, and people I don't know if she writes her own music. I have no fucking idea. I mean, I would suggest she probably has some help because it's an insane amount of songs.
She does as well. She has a team. But she just writes. She does write.
Yeah.
But she clearly has a team.
It's insane.
You don't write 31.
It's insane. There's part of me that even if I was the world's biggest Taylor Swift fan, right? I imagine that even I would be like, this is getting a bit of a joke now.
Here's the thing.
It's too much. It's like, have a fucking year off.
Yeah.
Just have a year off.
Just chill out.
Just have a year. And I don't mean you can still tour or whatever, but maybe just don't release an album for a year.
Yeah. Well,
but clearly it's working.
How much
who
money
the fuck
is
am
she
I?
making?
Who the fuck am I to talk? 200 million streams in a day?
Yeah.
That's more than most bands get in their entire life, and I'm on about big bands.
Big band. Why did you say like that?
I don't know. Just
Oh,
mental.
man. Right.
Mental.
Is there?
There's one more news. Right?
One more news.
One more bit of news. Right? Because you can't do that. Because right, with all this Tay stuff, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, it swept the world. Everyone's caught up in Tay. Massive about 31 song album. Fucking nuts, right?
Yeah.
North Korea, right? They've obviously been like, well, hang on a minute, we can't have this. Everyone's talking about Taylor Swift, right? We need to do something drastic.
This isn't about Alan Titchmarsh's trousers, is it?
They've released a song, right?
No, have they?
Yeah. It's a song celebrating Kim Jong Un.
Obviously, every song is.
It's called "Friendly Father."
That I put F and it was like "Friendly Father" in North Korea.
I sent you the link.
Is that what it is? I didn't know that was what it was. You didn't. Obviously, I didn't know what that was. I just had a link.
Yeah.
That's an advert. Sorry.
You've
sorry.
got to stop this.
Every week, and I'd say every week. Fuck.
Go back. Okay.
I mean, it's really cool. Don't you think? This is sick. Who's the artist?
I don't know.
Are they touring it?
They're touring it. They can't walk. Tour of North Korea.
This is fucking awesome. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, they all do a thumbs up.
Is that not one of the craziest things you've ever seen?
Oh, is it on Spotify?
I don't know. I don't think it got 200 million streams.
I bet it did. North Korea.
Well, I don't know. What's the population of North Korea?
I don't know. I should know that. One sec. 26 million.
I think it got 26 million views.
Yeah. 26 points.
Watch it.
Well, that's just saying once. That's surely every household will just be playing that now.
Multiple devices, multiple accounts.
They've said that that's Taylor Swift's latest album. It's just 31 that.
When you Google it, North Korea, Taylor Swift's new album, it just says that.
Yeah.
It's just everything.
That is so funny. Should we listen to some music?
Yeah.
I had that little jingle thing, didn't I? But I can't. Okay. Yeah, right. It's a bit long, isn't it?
This bit's long. It's too long.
Yeah, I'll cut that down. That's quite long. I've done some cherry picking this week. Because we've reopened the floodgates for submissions. I couldn't be bothered to process it, to be honest. So for just a break, I wanted to shout out some artists. We'll listen to some of their songs. I have 2 or 3. We're already at an hour, so maybe 2. One of them I was going to listen to just because they've spammed the life out of every single Reddit everywhere. And
that's how to do it.
And they're like, I love this album from this lady. But you go onto their profile and they're commenting that 700 times. You're like, okay, yeah, you're not that person, are you? We're gonna go first. I wanted to shout out Sophie Janna, who obviously multiple award-winning artist here at Indiana Show. What did she get? Songwriter of the Year and Artist of the Year?
Yeah,
I think. She's got 2. She quite recently has started a crowdfunder for her next album.
Oh, okay.
So she this year has become a full-time musician, which if anyone has done that, is quite hard to do.
Random thought I just had.
Yeah.
because you talked about crowdfunding, right?
Yep.
We used to live in a world where you just had to buy someone's album, right? And what I mean by that is you physically didn't know all of the songs that were on there. You would hear the singles. That's it.
Yeah.
And you would buy an entire album based on the strength of possibly 1 or 2 songs that you've heard from it.
Yep.
That's mental.
And that's how you end up with like 2 of the Scissor Sisters albums. Which, by the way, I'm a huge Scissor Sisters fan.
Awful.
Their albums suck.
Awful.
They're terrible. But what they did is, like, if you want Laura by Scissor Sisters, that's on one album. I Don't Feel Like Dancing on another.
Fucking... They wrote those 2 songs back to back, right? And they were like, "This is great." Didn't write another good song, and they were like, "We'll split them."
That'll be on the other one. But no, Sophie Janna. So on, you know it, you love it, on the platform Kunst.
I don't know. I'm always a big fan of anyone that's on a platform that isn't a mainstream platform.
There we go. So this is like a fundraiser or a GoFundMe, but basically there's a video on it. I'll put a link in the description. Go check it out. At the bottom there's English if you need that and you're not Deutsch. But basically she's fundraising to record, write a new album. Her music's phenomenal. It's like she started doing traditional Netherlands folk songs and then started writing her own music. We've obviously listened to a Christmas song she's done before, which is amazing. I'm a big fan of her work, her music. So I thought we'd shout that out.
The Netherlands.
I do like the Netherlands. I've not been, but I want to go. I always apply to festivals in the Netherlands, like, please, just to justify going over there. So let's check out, from one of her previous recordings, a song called Wide World. I might just jump it in because she's not submitting this, so I'll just go in. This is Wide World by Sophie Janna.
Asleep, I was drowning in worry, a spinning wheel. I turn away from you, 'cause I wanna hide the morning I fear, so I keep it inside. But won't you stay here? Call this your home. The world is too wide to travel alone.
I'll pop in there. There we go.
It's just good stuff.
It's just fucking
delightful.
We talk about
just a fucking great voice.
Phenomenal voice. It reminds me of, I think one of the, for me, probably if I did a list, maybe I will do a list of the best albums, in my opinion, ever made. Number 1 for me is Damien Rice O. I think it's a phenomenal album. But I think one of the strengths of the album is the other singer. There's a female singer. He uses the same person called Lisa Hannigan, who has this phenomenal, not like powerful, strong voice.
It's so weird you're going to say that,
delicate.
because what I was just about to say is I always kind of feel like there's kind of, generally speaking, 2 types of like good singing voice. And that's, one is the kind of powerful, like authoritative sort of voice.
Yeah.
And then there's someone that just has a naturally like really good voice.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's not necessarily powerful or kind of, you know, meaty.
Yeah.
But it's like, because I would say
It's
like
beautiful,
Adele
it's
falls
controlled.
into that sort of weird middle ground where
Yeah,
she's like
she does both.
just a phenomenal, amazing voice, but then also just ridiculous, powerful voice control.
Yeah.
But yeah, she just falls into that just naturally really good voice.
Also, with that song, we speak about dynamic variance. It's what we listened to was very similar there.
Vocally, though. Yeah.
There were these little, like, the bass element that came in, like, halfway through the bit we listened to. It layered up so nicely.
I think we've spoken about it before. Like, dynamic variance doesn't mean, like,
going from metal.
It doesn't mean I need to put something in here or I need to like take something away from here. It just has to be different. There has to be some like journey. The like music has to be going somewhere.
Don't let people get bored.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Like, and it can go back. You can go backwards, forwards, sideways. It doesn't. You don't have to be like. You don't just have to drop a snare drum into it.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to shout out for this, so the link for we typically will link people's social media. I'll link this page, go check it out, but you can essentially with your donations there is things that you'll get for it. So she's not just being like give me money, but instead you can get a physical copy of the EP of the track we just listened to. She has handwritten and hand made like album art and things like that, these like beautiful postcards and things that come with it. So go onto it, check it out. If you do like her music, then this is the sort of thing that happens every now and again where you can support an artist, help them get their next album out. I think she is going to do amazing things. I think she's such a phenomenal artist. Her songwriting is brilliant. If you really want, you can actually get her to come and play at a concert in your garden, which is quite cool. Although I don't know, 250 kilometres. That might not stretch the UK. Probably not.
I mean, definitely not.
I don't know, kilometres.
Yeah, it was less than miles.
Is it less than miles?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the Netherlands,
I think it's probably around about 200 miles.
Okay, there we go. Anyway, then the last one we'll listen to is from Oxfordshire. We've listened to them before. It's BarrelHaus. They've just released an album. So let's check out the latest single from it called Red Rag. That's so interesting.
I love it.
It's very cool.
I really like the sound. I like how kind of dirty the guitar sounds, right? But then also just in general how clean it is.
Yeah.
Everything in this track is so clean.
It's almost like parts of it are really metally.
Yeah.
Even the vocals are like quite hard, heavy rock, but it isn't.
But
it's very like Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah, 100%. A bit of Queens of the Stone Age in there because I always feel like there's a definite theme with it as well. Like because before I even noticed that it's like a ball, obviously,
yeah,
right. The undertones of it, I felt it kind of like has a kind of Wild West sort of undertone to it.
Yeah,
Wild West. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I said like almost a kind of spaghetti western like undertone to it. You can get that sense of like maybe this has got a hint of cowboy.
I was gonna say, so Red Rag, it's about the people that do the balls, right?
Matadors.
But yeah, I loved the fact that the songwriting is about that. The album art, which I had up there, is really cool. I don't know who's done that.
You can hear the influence.
But yeah, musically, it's all really consistent. So that was absolutely awesome. Yeah, they've sent like a couple submissions. I'm hoping to get an album review. I've said it a bunch of times. And I think I said a couple episodes ago, a bit of an apology, that the website, the reviews website, has been very inactive. We've taken a few weeks off. I've been on a course, which has just occupied every minute of every day, apart from when I get home and just fall asleep straight away, basically. We are getting back out. There's a review that's coming out today, so it will already be out when this goes live. You kind of have done a grumpy old man article, which
that's all I've got.
I think you lean into
my
that.
true self is I'm a cynical bastard.
And it was better back in the day.
I'm a grumpy, cynical bastard and everything sucks.
Yeah. That should just be your next. That's the next article. But no, you wrote a really great article about festivals. So what we spoke about with Coachella, I think you kind of highlighted some of the issues, and it was
and just
pretty
festivals
spot on.
in general.
Yeah,
They're sort of like I kind of focused maybe on like the love relationship, the romance that I think I felt going to festivals,
it used to be,
and I
something
just
else.
don't see that now.
Yeah.
And even when people come back from festivals and they enjoyed it, when you actually speak to them, you kind of get the sense that they enjoyed it because they were at a festival and like the clout side of it. Like I went to Reading,
Yeah.
I'm still wearing my armband, rather than it was like a
Even that,
life-changing event that I went to.
I swear, maybe it's just because we're old now, but like that used to be a thing. People would have their wristbands on. Oh, you went to that, and you know what I mean. I don't see that anymore.
This is what I mean. I feel like the romance, like the kind of like
What they were
almost
has changed.
symbiotic relationship between a festival and a festival goer is gone now, and it's just all about the corporate nonsense. It's all about standing there with your phone out, like just sat there, like not moving. I mean, like it wasn't like what was it, like 2019 I think, or 2018 when we went to Reading Festival,
Yeah.
and it was just like the difference between festivals from like the sort of mid 2000s up to like 2015, let's say. It's just a different world now. It's a completely different world,
Yeah.
and I think it's just a bit sad. And then also just the cost side of it, like how much a festival costs now is ridiculous.
Yeah, 100%. It's not accessible. But no, it's a very good article though. Check it out. The link will be in the description. And we will have more reviews coming out. So going back to BarrelHaus, who submitted, I think their album will probably get a review.
I don't think
It's very
I'll do
cool.
reviews. I think I'll just do more articles.
I like the articles. Yeah, I like the think pieces instead, and I'll do music reviews, and then we have someone who's doing concert reviews as well. So we're getting it, but it's one of those where we've laid the groundwork. It would be really cool if we could get someone to do maybe like the American side as well, because we get all of these submissions from America, so maybe it needs to be more of a focus point. But anyway, I like your hoodie.
Thanks, I made it myself.
Well, kind of. Yeah, we have hoodies and stuff on the store just in time for summer, so go buy a hoodie.
I live in a hoodie.
I got one as well. I love when it's warm enough to wear shorts, but cold enough to still wear a hoodie.
Yeah, well, because I think it's like kind of like April to maybe end of May, right?
Yeah.
In the evenings, right? And then the same when you get to like sort of like August.
Oh, and then don't you love it?
Late August.
A hot day. And
Cold
the sun
night. Yeah.
sets.
This is what I mean.
Oh,
So like when it's like during the day,
So
it's like
good.
still maybe like 25 degrees, 22 to 25 degrees. But then it like plummets down to like 15
And
or
the
like
hoodie
18 or
comes
something. And then it's like, oh, it's a
Ugh.
bit nippy.
lovely stuff.
That's the perfect weather right now.
Let us know what your favourite
Favorite weather
of the year is. Thanks for listening, guys. We've just reopened submissions. So if you want to get your band, your song heard, drop it in the link on the website below. I don't think the link will be there, but if you go onto the website, there's a section there where you can submit to be on the podcast. Anything else? Goodbye.
Goodbye.